Hi, so I tried to record this outside because I wanted to have a different setting for you today, but it's not happening today. It's a little noisy on my deck, and I thought I could figure it out with the technology to reduce the background noise, but I couldn't, and I don't really want to be doing a lot of editing at this point. And I really wanted to sit down and have this message. So, I'm here in my office and in my sound room, as I like to call it. And I wanted to share today another success that I'm seeing with clients and to circle back to something I mentioned in a video prior to this, which is I'm really noticing that changes are happening quickly for people, like faster than I have noticed since I've been doing this work in 2018. And I think it used to feel like molasses, and I don't know, something has been shifting and changing lately because I'm finding just things are being released and let go a lot faster. And I believe that is from the support that we are receiving. And I do work with people one on one. If that's something that you're interested in, there's information somewhere here on my page. And I do one on one sessions on Zoom. And I also do sound healing on Zoom as well. And so if you're looking to reprogram subconscious beliefs, releasing trauma and letting go and releasing behaviors, so behavior change, and to start to feel better and to, manifest the things that you're wanting, that you've been desiring, then I'm here to support you. So I had a client last week, and I've been working with this person for a bit of time on and off, just because of schedules and things that have been happening in this person's life. So it wasn't a consistent amount of sessions, like, back to back, but it was spread out. And this person actually showed up to a session, and they are just really starting to transform. Like, they showed up for the call, and I could feel right away, there was a lightness and there was a joy and a happiness. And I believe, she said something along the lines of like, yeah, I'm happy today. Like, I'm good. And so she's really noticing the shifts and changes. And what's amazing is that the people in her life are, of course, also noticing it. And a massive shift has happened also with her partner, in the way that this partner has an awareness, and the way that this partner is actually taking self-responsibility for some projection that happened recently. And I 100% believe that this is because of her own internal work, because I'm really, really understanding and believe and understand and have noticed and have had the inner understanding that everyone is us pushed out, and everyone is you pushed out, and everyone is really a reflection of how you are feeling. And so I wanted to just kind of recap in a simple way, like what has changed, and why is this person starting to notice changes in their life that are very profound, because this person does have a lot of anxiety and does have a lot of health anxiety, and has been caught in a circle and in a timeline wheel of repeating the same patterns, and a lot of physical body, symptoms and things happening with the body. So the physical ailments that have been happening. And, the first thing I would say of how this process began for this person to change is, one, they show up. So they decide that they want to change. They book some sessions, and they actually show up for the sessions. And I know that sounds like, well, duh, but you'd be surprised of how many people book things or participate in a group coaching call, or any group thing, and they don't show up. They actually just don't show up for, the thing that they signed up for, the thing that they paid for, the thing that they invested in. So one, is that, this person actually showed up for the calls and showed up for the group calls. And the second thing I would say is that she believes. So she's not exactly sure what she believes exactly can work, or what modality can work, or that what exactly healing is doing, but she believes that there's something greater than herself that can heal the body. She believes that there's possibility, that something can change. She believes that she doesn't have to stay stuck in, the patterns that she is. And you don't always have to believe. I've seen the opposite happen as well. But it seems to me that the reason why believing helps is because believing helps you to continue to show up. Believing helps you to stay on track, or to do the things that you want to do when your ego, small self, wants to take you away from what is in your highest good, or what is probably better choice for you in that moment. So I think that's why the believing part actually really helps. So she shows up for calls, she shows up for group meetings. She believes in something, right? She's not sure what it is, but she believes in something. And of course, she makes different choices. So this is the other really critical part, and I may have touched upon this before, but I love this line, which is we are the chooser of our choices, right? You are the chooser of your choices. And there are so many modalities out there, right? There are many ways of getting to a destination of feeling better, of healing, emotional, mental, physical. There are many ways to get there. And there are many modalities that will help you feel better. And you will feel better in that moment. And if you keep keeping your consciousness there, then those moments extend beyond that one moment, or that 1/2 hour, that 1 hour. But what keeps you going into that timeline that you want to see is that you keep choosing, right? You have to choose differently than the old self, than the small self, than the ego self. You're still choosing. So healings are wonderful, and I offer them, right? I offer sound healings, and I offer vocal toning, and I offer that, and it works. And then also you have to keep choosing in your life who you want to be, how you want to respond to life. And this is one of the critical things that she has begun to shift and change, is that she's recognizing in a moment where she's triggered, she's recognizing when a difficult moment appears, and then she's choosing to stay in that uncomfortable moment. She's choosing not to numb herself in whatever the habits are, but she's choosing to stay with what's happening, and to either interact still with that person, feeling uncomfortable and asking questions and getting clarification, but just staying present with it. And I think what has actually led to all this, that really started to turn the dial up for her to really start to understand this, is that she's been attending these weekly group meditation calls that I'm doing, where I'm using frequency, I'm using sound, we're using intention, we're using breath. And what is happening for her, what I'm noticing, is that she's practicing being present. She's practicing within those meditations and with the frequency healing of the vibration she wants to be in. So the more that she kept practicing this frequency that she wants to be in, the vibration that she wants to be in, when the difficult moment comes up, when the trigger comes up, there's a remembrance in her body of like, I don't have to choose this old way of being, but I can choose this new way of being that I remember somewhere inside of me. And then the inspired action, or the inspired, action and feelings and response to that particular moment appears, right? And it's not through tips and tricks and tricking the body, which I think most people want. They feel they want to receive during a session with someone, a coaching session. I love the beauty of, I feel that the work that I've been offering people is that because we're using frequency and sound, and we're using our own breath and our own connection, is that because it starts to embed your cells and embed your own biofield and your aura and your frequency, like the information starts to change in this field around you when you're in X situation. It's not about the mind figuring it out, but all of a sudden it becomes about, oh, I can remember how to do this. I can remember that I want to choose differently in this moment. I can remember that I just need to be in my heart and I just need to breathe. And I can know that this person in front of me who's triggering me is not really doing it on purpose. They're being triggered. It's about them. It's not about me. So how about I connect to my heart? I connect to my breath and I just stay calm or stay present, right? Connect to that 0 point and let me see if I move through this situation differently. And that's really all that's been happening. And it's been profound because, the other person that she's relaying with is responding differently now to her and to life. And, she received the feedback loop of how she's now changed how she's being, that the other person is changing how they're being. And it's like, whoa, like that's all it takes, right? And I do make it sound easy, I suppose. And, it's sometimes not a one and done, right? It's been continually to choose, continually to work through the painful feelings, right? And she's been working with me on that, of reprogramming beliefs and rewiring her nervous system to safety and rewiring those beliefs and patterns that she has that's just locked in her system, that it's always been there because it didn't seem like there was a way out. So those are like the three main things that I've noticed of why I see change with this client. And again, it's one, showing up, choosing to always make a different choice, remembering that you're a chooser of your choices and you can choose differently, and practicing that present moment awareness and allowing sound and frequency to guide you through that, so that when you're there at a moment where this moment looks familiar, like before, I'm being triggered, that the body remembers that there's a different way to respond because the nervous system has experienced something else. And now it knows how to do it again in real time and without the mind being as the interference, right? And that's what we've been practicing in this monthly group container, which is practicing presence, practicing brain and heart coherence and being in the heart, and applying that to every day, like staying in the heart. Like, how would my life look differently if I allowed myself to lead through my heart? What does that even mean, right? And this is what really you need to explore for yourself. I'm here to offer guidance, and then you can apply it in every day. And how does my life look differently when I respond to this from presence, from love, from connection to my own heart, and release the egoic mind that wants to tell me that, I'm not being treated fairly right now, or whatever the story is that's running through your mind. And to see each other just as, human to human, like we're all doing the best that we can, right? And that's not to excuse, real harm, if you're in real in real danger. But this is the everyday stuff that we cause ourselves to be in pain when we don't have to be suffering through that pain, right? Life will be uncomfortable. There will be painful moments, but it's the suffering that absolutely begins to change as you begin to have this awareness, practice the awareness, and continue to be in the heart and be present. That, I find that higher self just starts to guide you, and there's less things to figure out. solutions come when they're needed. And I've experienced this in my own life. And I was explaining to a friend today about my experience with vertigo that I had last year. And once I got over the initial pretty horrible experience of vertigo for the first 24 hours, I completely surrendered the experience because the vertigo was around for, let's say, 6 weeks. But every day I practice surrender. Every day I practice, let me be present. Let me just do the things that I know that are healthy for the body. I never went to a doctor, never got myself examined, didn't do any of that. I just stayed home. I rested because I figured that the number one message was that I needed to rest. And I didn't mean to go into a vertigo explanation now. I should probably talk about that in another video. But I rested and I listened and I surrendered. And the solution came 6 weeks later. Very simple solution via a supplement, via a video that someone shared with me. And I didn't go looking for it. It just came to me. And that's the practice of faith, trust, and surrender. And that is essentially what I'm always teaching clients. And then life can move in a very different frequency. So thank you for being here today. And I hope that something here resonated for you. If you're needing any assistance and help, I would love to get to know you and to work with you. And again, I do one-on-one sessions, and I use different modalities to reprogram the subconscious mind. I use sound and frequency, and we just start to let go of a lot of junk. And once you let go of a lot of junk, you feel lighter. And as you feel lighter, you just make better choices. It's just the way it flows. I keep seeing it over and over again. And the cool thing about it that I'm so excited, and that's why I came on today, is that I'm seeing it happening faster and faster. And it's just so exciting because I don't want to see anyone suffer. So thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.